next comedian.
Yeah. Bring out Mike.
Very hilarious Mike Gaines.
I had a plan, but given what's gone before, I'm throwing it out. So I'd like to have you all join me in a chorus from Sound of Music, the Do Re Mi song, okay? Do, a deer, a female
deer.
Oh, you're doing it. Good. Okay. How are you all doing tonight?
Good.
Good, thanks. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Listen, I want to start right out by letting you know something. I gave up my group therapy tonight to be here, okay? I wanted a second opinion. So pay attention, all right? Now, my Swedish shrink says I've got a serious issue, okay? My clinical label is Bröstvanstanki, and as most of you know, that's Swedish for one who's obsessed with women's breasts. Okay, there, it's out. To make things worse, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
To make things worse, I broke up with my girlfriend 4 years ago. And so I haven't seen a live breast in 4 years, okay? Ma'am, thank you, not now, give me 4 minutes, I'll meet you in 4 minutes, okay? So it got to a point just recently where I realized I had accumulated like 3 months of newspapers just for the sole reason of perusing the lingerie ads. So I said to myself, I gotta start dating again, okay? And my friends were, you're probably asking yourself, I know what you're asking yourself, how come this good-looking guy didn't date for 4 years? It was a mystery to me. But I got a couple of ideas. Now, the first thing was, I thought, I'm painfully shy. Now, I really am. This is an act. As a matter of fact, I prefer if you didn't look at me directly. The second thing is, I can't stand rejection. I mean, this started when I was born. The maternity nurse comes to my mother and says, "You can take him home now." My mother asks, "Can I come back for him later?" So, yeah, so I got to start dating again. My friends, they're very nice. They give me suggestions. They say, "Mike, you know the best place to meet women?" And I go, "Where? Where? Where?" And they say, "Calm down, first of all." They said, "The best place is in the supermarket, in the produce aisle." And I think to myself, that's the most wonderful idea I've ever heard. Unfortunately, I shop at AM/PM. So that limits me to like chili dogs and bananas. So I started shopping at Ralph's, you know. I haven't met any women, but I've become an expert at spotting firm grapefruit. No, I'm serious. The other day I was in the checkout aisle and my voice is changing. I was in the checkout aisle, there it goes again, and I'm admiring a very lovely bosom, and I'm thinking to myself, those will be ready in 2 to 3 days. So I left Ralph's. I decided to try the internet. You guys ever try the internet dating?
Yeah.
So I looked around. I looked for a site. And I found this site. It looked pretty promising. It was called NotGettingAny.com. And it was really promising. I filled out my profile. It says, you know, my friends describe me as, and I'm very honest about this kind of thing. I put down lovable, life of the party, and shallow. And then there was this, it says things I like to do, you know. So I put down animal impressions, speak in fake languages, and take a walk on the beach. Okay, so now I figure it's about time I check out the profiles of the other people on this dating service. So I'm looking through the pages and I'm going, what is this? The FBI catalog of the most wanted criminals in this country? I mean, it was gruesome, but I did find one sharp-looking red-headed woman with a mischievous twinkle in her eye. So I got to read this profile. So it says, exercises daily. That's a good thing. It says, wrote a book entitled Beyond Extreme Sex. that was a good thing. And likes to take walks on the beach. So I think to myself, this is a woman for me. Okay? She shows up 45 minutes late for our date. And that twinkle in her eye has become a squint in a face about 35 years older and 40 pounds heavier than the picture in the profile. Would you wait? That twinkle in her eye became a squint in a 35-year-old face on a body 40 pounds heavier than the picture in the profile. I'm telling you, beyond extreme sex, she certainly was. I was so mad. Are you guys listening in here? I was so mad, I stormed out of there before she could ask me what happened to my hair. But things haven't always been quite this bleak. I mean, actually the other night I was in a bar and I met this woman. We're having a couple of drinks. And she turns to me and she complains, she says, you know, men just aren't interested in women's breasts anymore. I think to myself, I can help this woman. An hour later, I think I'm making love to a machine, an ATM machine. And she turns to me, we're about to begin, she says, in one motion, insert and remove your member. I mean, I wasn't looking for a long-term relationship, but come on, you know? So when I regained my composure, of course, I asked her if I could get cash back. Now, have any of the guys in the audience, have you ever thought, hey, if I was famous, I could meet women by the tons?
Yeah.
There's one?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I used to think fame, you know, it's a powerful thing. I used to think people want to be famous for money, to be rich, you know. But no, it's for sex. It's for sex. Look at David Letterman. So, I mean, it's all there. Ever read a biography? It's all there. Like, for instance, Leonardo da Vinci, right? When he started out, he noticed all over Italy that women were falling for even the most mediocre artists. I mean, some of these guys were painting closets, you know? And taggers. Well, okay, they didn't have taggers in the Renaissance, but there were some guys that would just leave some really bad unfinished sculpture in people's driveways. Anyways, so Leonardo, he gets to work. He's a sharp guy. He finds this old textbook. It's a manual of paint by Roman numerals. And he just really works hard, and before you know it, voila, he paints the Mona Lisa, you know? Oh, and by the way, that smile? That smile was painted after they took an afternoon break for hot gruel and sex. Okay? Obviously, you don't know what hot gruel is. So, look, I'm not Leo. It worked for him. I'm not Italian. I don't paint. And I certainly don't have good luck with women, you know? It's because every time I meet one, you know, it's like their breasts are pointing right at me. It makes me nervous. So, but I'm thinking, you know, as I'm standing here in front of you, you guys have been really great for letting me unburden here. I'm thinking, you know, my thing with breasts, it's because they're in front. Yeah, did you ever think about it? I mean, if they were in back, I could approach a woman relaxed, calm. I could connect with her eyes, you know, let her see how sensitive I am. And then I would offer her a back rub, do some animal impressions, and invite her for a walk on the beach. Thank you.
Give it up to Mike Gaines! Yeah! This place is gonna be fucking empty now that he went out.